Hey everyone, thanks for clicking on this video. We at Belvista Studios get questions about portfolios and hear murmurs around working in Rise. So we just thought we'd show two courses that we've recently completed for clients. The content's been taken out, it's all dummy text, the branding's different, all that kind of jazz, just so they're not revealed. But the clients were super happy. And I just hope that this video inspires you to experiment in Rise and take what you like and implement it into your own projects, and to take things that you think you could do better into your own projects as well. So Rise doesn't have to be a plain PDF type tool. You can get a bit creative, and hopefully we demonstrate that in our examples. So this first one is we're using Vyond, which is an animation tool. And if you look out around like Easter time and certain events throughout the year, they actually do discount codes, I've noticed, on Instagram and things like that. So if you're looking for a license, have a checkout of those kinds of things. But Vyond is what we've kind of done to bring this course to life and add a bit of movement into a kind of static, natural kind of tool. So it's an excerpt of different interactions, so I'm just going to get into it, and I'm really going to break it down from an interactivity level, but also a graphic design kind of UI perspective as well. All right, so believe it or not, people do struggle with Rise in navigating it. So the first thing, instead of a traditional kind of this is how you use it, we've just got this little dude here, and he's, I don't know if you know, I think it's Limp Bizkit, keep rolling, rolling, rolling. This is where that came from. So don't underestimate just because you know how to use something that it's intuitive for everyone else. We've had multiple clients not realize that you need to scroll down for a Rise course because they're not used to it yet. So that's just one thing to consider. And Rise, you can put your videos in there. We've got captions coming up. One thing we have found with users as well is they don't intuitively click play to watch videos. So this has happened for multiple clients and multiple users as well. So for us, we have started using instructions for that. And our instructions, we tend to have them a bit different from usual text, which you'll see later in the course, where it's done in a different color to our standard text, and it's also italic. So an instruction is different to information or call to actions. Oh, well, this is a call to action actually. So just don't assume, and this is where user testing comes in, that not everyone knows to click on the button, and things don't automatically play in our browsers anymore. Now, this beauty down here comes from Nicole Ralph, who was in our human-centered design cohort and showed us one of our courses recently. I thought it was a great piece for those people that may slide on through and not actually look at the course and click play, to go, you know, there's actually something going on here. It's not just an image. That is a Vyond animation if we play it. But it's going to take you 2 minutes because you can see none of the video details show up until you actually play into the video, and then you get how long it is. But until you do that, you know nothing about it. So I thought that was a really nice touch, and also considering what is the benefit to the learner about even clicking play in the first place. So just a nice little addition there that I learned from Nicole. Thanks, Nicole. And as we scroll down, we use these things to break up content. So this is part of the client's kind of theme for it. It was around putting the customer at the heart of your decisions, a bit like human-centered design. So this we created, I think, in Illustrator, and we've brought it in as a full width image. So you can see that by doing that, it's going along the whole width of the screen. And I wonder what happens if it's revealing the course, but spoiler alert, as we go down, you can see it nicely divides up, and it's a break. We're trying to chunk information by doing this. And in the second course I show you, you'll get to see that as well, how we do it a bit differently. So this little dude that starts up here, he's actually a narrator used throughout, and that's why we pull him in again here. And he's got little poses going on. So this is a GIF. A GIF is a short loop image, and it basically plays over and over, as you can see him doing. You can choose the length of it, and we've just placed that GIF, the .gif, as opposed to like a .jpeg or a .png, just a different file format that allows for movement, but no audio. And this is again a full width image. So we've had to have a little bit of tinkering for these two to make sure that they're perfectly placed when we scroll through, because as you know, Rise does move things around. So we use him throughout, and he kind of expresses whatever's going on with the learning content. So if I scroll down, we've got here like a reflective question for the learner. So we've chosen to, again, use color, make it a bit different size font, and it is bold because it's related to this dude, and he's asking you as a learner a question. So now that I scroll down, we've got situations. Now we could have said this situation as a dot point and this situation as a dot point, but what we wanted to do was really tell a story. So we've broken it down, and this is again created in Vyond. Everything's created in Vyond for this course, where we've got characters, and we're just keeping that little bit of movement in there to keep it dynamic and interesting for the learner. So there's not too much hectic. It's not very distracting. It doesn't take away from the messaging that is in the speech bubbles, which has come from our storyboards, but it's just trying to paint the picture a bit more to help our learners and reinforce what we're trying to get across in this particular thing. So as I scroll down, then this dude, he's doing something different. Obviously something not too good has happened here, and he's reacting to that. So we're really trying to link content by having this dude here. And here, you know how I was talking about the instructions, they're a bit different. Well, here we've just got what our regular text looks like. And then we use this. So what this module had, basically we use comics through the GIFs to tell stories. So we've got a heading and then some text, which is like introductory. So if I play it, you'll see our comics have scenes, and it's like, this is going on, then this happens, and the scenes are changing ever so slightly. But what's really important here is the text. And then at the end, it's like, yo, I'm so happy. But it's just a nice way to share a story, or rather than dot points, or just a text and image. That's how we've chosen to do some storytelling through the comics. And you can see that we've like broken up the scenes like traditional comics. So yeah, that was just something a bit different. And then this guy continues on. Something's not going well, obviously, for him. And again, reflective question that he is saying. Now, there's a break in the color here. So we've got the regular color text, but we've got that call to action orange, which is basically we're trying to say, pay attention. If you don't want to read everything, pay attention to this text because it's coming from him and it's important. In the next course, I'll show you how we do that as well. Again, we've got our instructions in italics and a different color. And now here again, we could have had some dot points, but what we've decided to do is use Vyond again to say the good, the bad, the ugly. And the good, the good, the good. So just thinking about how you might present dot points a little bit differently as well. We've just done that in Vyond. I wonder if it'll play again. Actually, they're on GIF, so we'll have to wait for it to loop. But because the person needs to read that, I'm pretty sure this GIF runs for about 30 seconds or a minute and a half to make sure that it doesn't loop again. Oh, there you go, it is looping. So yeah, something different for your dot points, and using the icons as well. The icons tell a story. It's like, this is the star, and then it's about a human, and then it must be something happy going on. So using icons to reinforce the learning that we're trying to put across. And again, red means bad, green means good. And that's coming from life in general, where we traditionally is like red is stop, green is go, red cross for incorrect, green tick for correct. So we're trying to put that messaging in there. And then this one here is just an image and text, I think it is. And basically he's sitting there doing his little thing, celebrating whatever he's celebrating. And in here we just have a bit of text. And you can see that we've bolded this. So we're trying to just get our key message. If they don't read the whole paragraph, it's just focus on the bold text, because that's the key thing we want you to take away. So it might be an action or a decision or a reflective point for someone to focus on. And you'll notice as I scroll through, we don't have a hell of a lot of text, hey? like that is a minute-long animation. There's this happening, you know, it's not text heavy. So just thinking about how we have done that for yourselves is a good thing to reflect on, how you can incorporate that into your storyboarding so you come away with something that's not too information overload. So this one I'll show you more in the next course, but these are a new kind of thing that we started bringing in. They're called Cinemagraphs, and I might actually, the team introduced me to the terminology. But what it says, according to Google, on Wikipedia, cinemagraphs are still photographs in which a minor and repeated movement occurs, forming a video clip. So these, we actually get them from Canva. So we've got an annual subscription. For us, it was like 150 Aussie dollars. So that's pretty reasonable. And instead of Shutterstock, where you have to like pay quite a lot for videos, these are all included. So it is limited, but you can definitely get a general amount, like a useful amount that you could put in a course. And it just kind of tells the story again differently, you know, to what this information may have been talking about. Now it is around customer service, so she's having some sort of experience, and this text did initially reflect whatever was going on for her, but we've just put dummy text in there for now. So they're a really nice way to paint the picture. And then here is just, you know, breaking up the text again. This is a text heavy screen for us, but you can see that it's not too overly heavy text, and we've broken it up with dot points, and we've allowed those, I can't remember what Rise calls it, but the animations on blocks, I think it might be, in the settings of your course, for where you saw them fade on to happen. Yeah, so just trying to break it up a little bit different. In here, again, we've got the video. We're breaking it up with our heart. So this is happening, but it's all relevant to topic 3. So we don't have another topic. We're just saying, hey, a break from that. And now we're moving into this. So again, Cinemagraphs. And then here we go back to using GIFs to tell a story. So this could be dot points, but what we've tried to do is just go, hey, dot point 1 is represented by this visual. Paint a picture into the reality of what it might look like in the real world. Dot point 2 is relevant to this image. 3, 4, and so on. And they all link to do something. So that might be like a 4-step process. It might be 4 parts to a story, like beginning, middle, conflict, end. Yeah, and then this here we have, it is meant to be a key takeaway. So these 4 things are important. Now, learner, go do something with this in the real world. So it's probably a call to action or a moment of reflection, but basically we're instructing, again, our instruction text, we're instructing the formatting of our instruction text. We're instructing the learner to do something outside of the passive learning. And our last topic, we have a quiz. So again, instructions, introducing it. And this one, what we've done is got that comic book theme coming through, and we have it as a GIF. So in your scenarios, you can upload videos, you can upload images, and that's what we've done here. So again, beyond MP4 or GIF has been added. The scene is set here by whatever is going on, and then it's just painting the picture. Again, it could be text and image, but we just wanted to bring it to life again a bit to make it more relatable for our learners. So you can see that we're very like minimal on text. Basically, how do you respond to this thing that is happening here? And you can do this, you can do this, or you can do this. So yeah. And you can see, like, we got this from, this is action mapping, this is human-centered design in action. Say this thing and do X. So that's why it's not huge. Like, that's literally how we'd write responses. So how do you respond to this going on? Respond with this. So that is our Beyond GIF example. And now I'm going to take you on to course 2. I will take a deep breath. I will also call on you now to take a moment and reflect on any actions that you want to take forward to your own practice as an instructional designer or e-learning developer on how you might improve how you're developing RISE courses. Now, the first course was animations, illustration style. This one is more professional and corporate style, but what we want to showcase in this one is Cinemagraphs. All right, so what we've done is each of the topics opens with this like really nice cinemagraph related to the content. So they're not just there for the sake of it. So this one's something to do with processes or brainstorming or analysis. So yeah, it's put it in there. The one thing I will say about when you use the cinemagraphs, the file size is quite huge. So do what you can to reduce them, or be aware of that if your LMS or where you're hosting it can't handle large file sizes. Just be cautious of that, because it can go up like upwards of 100 meg, and not all places that you're hosting can handle it. So you might need to think about that before you get into designing, or you might want to just design one screen and duplicate it a couple of times and see how it handles, especially if internet connections are not that great. So yeah, they open, it's just a nice banner, first impressions, get in there. Again, we've got our instruction text. In this one, we're using a lighter color to what I'll show you down here as our main text for the learner. So just scroll through, give you like an impression, and then I'll break it down. So that's the first topic. And what we've done here is we've used Cinemagraphs again to tell the story. So like we had the video in the other one, in this one, we've actually just used the Cinemagraphs from Canva and stitched them together to tell a story. So I won't play it because I don't really want to give away the client stuff, but you can see we've used a template to do that. And it's a short video as well. It's basically the why, the what's in it for the learner. And that's basically stitching these together, but producing it into an MP4 this time, to have a video that tells a story. And they all have professional voiceover for these ones. Yeah. So in this one, like we had the little heart and the dude before to break up the content, but in this one, it's more simple. It's just this gray banner that's basically chunking information. So you've gone through this part, and now we're on to this part. So what's this part about? So in this, we've just got an image and text block going on. And then here you can see there's a download block. Now, this one, you can see we've got text. The three hierarchies of text are playing out here. So we've got our regular text, as you can see, it's just normal. Then we've got some bolded text, and then you can see we've got some lighter text that's italic. So what is it? This is information, but if you're not going to read it, because not all people will read that, even though we are trying to focus on need to know content as much as possible. We can't just have a course in dot points or the bold text only. So the bold text is for people like myself that are skimmers, and I go, personal action plan. Okay, well, what's that about? Well, it creates reminders for yourself, captures notes, and gets the answers to questions. So then I might go as a learner, that seems important, I'll download. But for people that are wondering, hey, what the hell is this box about? They will go into more detail and read it. And then they'll say, oh, okay, so I got to download it. And you may even need to go as more specific in this and say, click to download. But don't say click where, because look, if I go to this, it may not necessarily, if I was to go down, click below to download your action plan, you can see that RISE is actually, through its responsiveness, treated it in a way that the block is now further down, and they might be trying to click on this image and being like, hey, where the hell is it? All right, so then I will move into topic 2. What have we got? So just remembering that hierarchy of text, which is what I was talking about there. So again, we go into hierarchy of text even more now. So we've got regular, you'll see what's playing out, key in bold, and now we've brought some color into it. So we've got a heading here. Headings obviously tend to be bigger text, but you don't need to read all of it. But questions alone may not make sense unless we have this supporting information. But if you're a skimmer and it's like questions, then I might go, what questions are they going, and I'll skim. But if someone wants to know, well, why would I ask these questions? That's where this black text comes in and becomes useful. So again, we're breaking up the information with this like block. This is I think it's a divider, and we've just colored it basically within Rise. Again, now we're coming down to new information. We are, again, if someone's skimming, we just want them to pay attention to this change in color text. And this might be like a key concept that a client has, or the name of a specific model. So that's why it's called out. And if you only pay attention to this thing, you'll get the idea of what's going on here. And again, we've used the Cinemagraphs, put it in as a GIF so that they upload into these particular image carriage blocks that Rise does. And we can turn them around and see what it's up to. So yeah, it's just a nice way like to break it up. You can use images there, and you can just color them as well, like make them both blue or make one green, one red. Again, you'll see what we're doing. I'm not going to explain them now because you're starting to get the picture, but in these little blocks, you can see that you can actually put GIFs and videos in there. There's an option to do that just to reinforce whatever might be happening here. And then what have I got next for you? Oh yeah, so we use these things. They are, I can't remember what block they're called, but this is going back to that personal action plan that they had in topic 1. So throughout the course, there's a call to action. Whenever it's related to the learning action plan or that personal action plan, the instructions are in a block that is like this. So it's calling it out and saying, hey, do something with this. So now we move down to the next thing. Again, we're using Cinemagraphs. And this particular one, I'll just scroll through, you'll see that we use color to break up concepts. So this is part of a step process, and those steps in the client's resources are particular colors. So we reinforce that from the collateral that they're used to using in their workplace into this course as well. So we have a heading that might be step 1. It might have a name, like phase 1 or something like that. And then the subheading is like, this is the action for the learner. So just trying to, you know, key behaviors or key reminders or key concepts we're trying to teach the learner, putting it out there. This image is relevant to what's going on here. And then you can have nice things like that happening. And in there, like we had on the previous screen, you can actually add images to them. I had the videos, if you remember that. And then we break it up, and the same thing is happening here. So we've used just color to break up the concepts, again, using that stuff. And the last thing is a quiz. So in this quiz, Hannah was inspired by something she'd found. So what we did for the questions was, instead of just having text in it, we really wanted to bring it to life a little bit more. So we actually had basically an instructor asking you the question. So watch the video and answer the question. So I will just skip through it. So question 1, this plays out and it's talking about the concept. Now remember, those colors there are related to whatever step was in that previous topic. So that's why they're important. So see here, red, yellow. I took out the other ones, but so it's relevant. So everything is linked, everything is intentional. And then I'll just get it down to see how the question shows up. So the narration is talking about something, and then this happens. So this was created in Canva using a template and a bit of our own creativity, but that's an MP4. And the learner can go back and pause it to see the question again. So in that, we've got a little bit of reinforcing the learning by going, hey, remember we had 4 concepts and they were blah, blah, blah. Now, what do we want you to answer in response to them? And then you can pick your answer, hit submit, and get some feedback. I think these ones are just correct or incorrect. Yeah, we didn't have specific detailed feedback. It was just instant feedback. And to conclude, we had this dorky guy, again, using the Cinemagraphs. And the summary of the video was using same as what we had in the intro, but we've used this dude again and using Canva to create this video. So yeah, that was us just experimenting with some Rise stuff. So hopefully that's inspired you. Take what you like, take what you think you can make better, and action it into your own courses. Would love to see them. So share your work, tag myself, tag Belvista Studios. Love to see what you're experimenting with. We'd like to be inspired as well, so we can think differently about how we're creating courses for clients. And if this video resonates, I really recommend you check out our YouTube channel, which you're probably watching this on, but go to our Creator Hub, creatorhub.belvistastudios.com. The link is in the description. There's heaps of resources. There are heaps of templates there for you to become a better instructional designer and learning designer and e-learning developer, practitioner. I encourage you to do that. Thank you for watching this video. Please share it with people, because a lot of people are struggling to create portfolio pieces to stand out from the crowd. And I think that happens because we don't know what we don't know. So it's nice to see what's possible and then make it our own. So share it with people. Let's make this industry worthwhile, add value to people so that they believe we are doing a good job, and then they will pay us money to continue doing it, and we will be an important part of humanity and solving problems and making the world a better place. What's up, awesome human? Thank you, thank you, thank you on behalf of myself and the Belvista Studios team for continuously choosing to learn with us. We really appreciate it. If the tips and the insights and the context resonate with you and you want to take your skills to the next level, or you want to make your life way easier, you will love our Creator Hub. The Creator Hub is a place for people like you and us. Basically, it's the stuff that we use internally at Belvista Studios, and then we just share it publicly with you. The Creator Hub is created by instructional designers for instructional designers, and what you'll love there at the moment is we've got a quiz, could I be a better instructional designer, that has so much tips in the feedback if you're interested in human-centered design or just taking your skills to the next level in terms of the solutions you're creating, the problems you want to solve. But in there as well, aren't we cute? That's us. But we've got the coaching courses, freebies, give us gratitude, and also we've got some templates. And basically they're always around the lens of learning experience design, instructional design, and e-learning. So a human-centered design focus is very much what we're about at Belvista Studios. So putting your learners at the heart of a solution and creating something for their needs. So there's the human-centered design stuff, and then we've also got the business stuff. So this is the stuff they don't teach you about when you want to become a freelancer or a consultant in the instructional design world. So go check it out. The link is in the description. You can check out everything that is available for you. Thank you for choosing to learn with us. Continuously invest in your skills. You will be rewarded as an instructional designer. Share this stuff, share it with other people, because when we are better instructional designers, we create better solutions that create better humans, that create a better world. So we have a very important role, and I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Have an awesome day.